everyone, welcome to New Bear. Today we're exploring the Catherine wheel join in directional tatting. As the name suggests, the Catherine wheel join is a join, but it looks like a double stitch. For those who don't know, directional tatting is when you work front side, back side, which gives your work a right side and a wrong side, or a front and a back. If you work traditionally, there is no right or wrong side. You need to have an understanding of directional tatting for this video to make sense. I'm not going into too much detail about front side, back side at the moment because this tutorial is about the Catherine wheel join, but as always, I'll include a link for the detailed front side, back side video in the description box down below. One thing I do want to say though is if you're not familiar with this join, I would suggest learning it the traditional way before trying it with directional tatting. Learning it traditionally means that if you're on the back side, you continue working your stitches with first half, second half. So you'll be able to see the legs of the join forming as you work. This makes it easier for you to wrap your head around which thread you have to pull and when before you tackle the join in directional tatting. The link for the Catherine wheel join being worked traditionally is also down below. So if we're working front side, back side, we're working in rods, reverse order of double stitches. The rule for working in rods is when in rods, stay in rods, meaning everything is worked in reverse on the back side of the project. I worked a ring on the front side, reversing my work puts me on the back. So my chain has been worked with the second half followed by the first half. And we're ready to join. We have our core thread on shuttle 1 and our working thread on shuttle 2. Before starting the join, make sure your chain is snugged nicely. Bring the working thread forward. Take your crochet hook behind the core thread, come up from under the picot. Come over the top of the working thread and pull a loop down and out the back of the picot. Pop that on your finger to keep it open and prevent it from twisting. We want the right leg of the loop to go to our shuttle and the left leg snugs our chain to our picot. Now core thread. We can just ignore the core thread, but that means it's free to get caught up in the loops while we work the join, which doesn't matter, except it's tricky to see which thread is doing what, especially if you're working in one color. If you're trying to learn the join, it just makes things harder than they need to be. I like to tuck my core thread behind the ring. This keeps it out of the way. It also helps to keep the chain stitches held up against the picot. The chain can pull away from the picot as the join is being made, which again isn't a big deal. If it happens, we just tighten it back up. But if we can stop it from happening in the first place, even better. So tuck the core behind the ring or don't, it's totally up to you. My core's tucked away, the right side of the loop goes to my shuttle. I'm ready to pass shuttle 2 down through the loop. Until you're familiar with what each thread is doing, I suggest catching the shuttle thread with your finger as you pass the shuttle through. This is the thread you want to pull on to make this loop pop back through the picot. So take your left finger out of the loop, pull on the shuttle thread, and pop that loop back through. Use your pick to pull that loop up. Pulling on this loop will tighten this loop back down. So as that loop is tightened down, it creates a second half of the stitch. Remember, we're working in rods, so the second half is worked first. I'm just going to take the slack out of that loop. Pass your shuttle up through the loop and tighten. And that is going to create the first half of your stitch. So because we're working in rods, the back looks like we have an incomplete stitch, while the front shows a full stitch. After the join, continue your chain as normal. You can use the Catherine wheel join in place of a regular join, but if a Catherine wheel join isn't specified in the pattern, then the designer hasn't allowed for it, so be sure to adjust your stitch count accordingly. While it is a join, it takes up the space of a full double stitch. So if my chain was a count of 8, a join, and then 6, you would work 8, the Catherine wheel join, and then 5. That's it.